Hola a todos. Hello, everybody. Today we have Vicky from St. Andrews College in Cambridge. Hello, Vicky.
Hi, Oliver.
So thank you very much for taking the time to chatting with us. Vicky is the International Admissions Officer at St. Andrews College, and she basically takes care of all the international students that uh, study at St. Andrews. So how are you doing today?
Yeah, it's great. It's fantastic, and also the UK is fully open now, so everyone can go to the shops, restaurants. Everyone can move freely. Everyone can go to the pub if you are above 21. So that's fantastic news.
That's true. That's true. Um, and tell us a little bit about St. Andrews and your role there, where it is. You know, give the number of students that you have, the courses or the A levels that you offer, and all the options that students could have there.
Okay, so St. Andrews College, Cambridge is located in the center of Cambridge. We are basically being surrounded by different colleges of Cambridge University. So our students, they can go to Cambridge University colleges to attend the public lectures. They can go to Cambridge Library to study and borrow books for free, the same as Cambridge University students and professors. And 60% of our teaching staff at St. Andrews, they are retired professors or lecturers, or they have finished their PhD studies in Cambridge University. So for example, we have a very famous biology teacher called Professor David Appling. He also teaches PhD students from Cambridge University, and he is the author of GCSE A-level biology textbook.
Wow.
So yeah, we share very strong links with Cambridge University. And for St. Andrews College, Cambridge, we are an international school, but we still have a large number of high quality British local students. And for the school, we have around 170 to 200 students in total. We are a mixed school, so we have 50% girls, 50% boys. And for the local students who are living in Cambridge, they stay with their family. They are day students. For international students, they stay they stay at our whole residence. We have single room and twin room. Most of the rooms are en suites, so they have their private bathroom and shower inside of the room. There is a house manager looking after the students, cook for them, does laundry for them, cleaning for them. So it's like
Because
their English mom.
yeah, because I guess with what you just said, the students that attend St. Andrews College are extremely academic.
Yeah, we are in general, our students are quite academic because we are perhaps top 1% of the school in the UK in terms of academic performance. Our A-level last year, A star to A rate was 74%, which means 74% of students, they achieved A-level A star to A. And our A star to B rate was 91%. So in general, every year around 35–40% of the students, they can progress to a top 5 UK university, or they can go to top universities in the United States, Singapore, Australia, because A-level A-level certificate is widely accepted around the whole world. And we also offer a university foundation program. We do have students coming from Spain who take our foundation because we can take slightly mature students who previously had gap years after they have finished their high school or their year 11 in Spain. So we can take them to study either 1 year foundation or 6 months fast track foundation if they come in January, and then they can progress to a UK university or university in Europe in general after our foundation program. And the majority of the students who studied foundation with us, they would progress to a British university. Last year, 87% of our foundation students, they progressed to a top 20 UK university. So they can still go to universities like Edinburgh, King's College through our foundation program, even if they just join us for a 6-month fast track course. So yeah, so in general, the students are quite academic, but we do offer a lot of activities, social clubs, and school and sports. We have around 15 to 20 different student clubs, and we have around 10 to 15 different kinds of sports. We even have yoga and also swimming, like basketball, football, and also racquetball. So basically a lot of sports. And we take our students to visit different universities, and we also even take them to see a football match in Manchester, and we take them to do short trips in the UK. So they still have a very enriching life, and our students, they really like to go to Cambridge University to attend the public lectures after their lessons, because it's just very easy walking distance. Or they can just, for me, like after work, I like to take a nice walk along the Cambridge River, so I can read some books and I can just observe the animals, because I'm animal lover. So you can just observe the animals. It's very relaxing, and you feel like you are walking inside of a movie while you are walking on the street in Cambridge. Yeah.
Definitely. Um, why do you think it's important to study outside of your country? Because you
Yeah.
were once an international student, right?
Yes, yes. So basically all my colleagues are British, and I think I'm the only Asian staff who our students will see in our school mainly. So I used to be an international student. I'm originally coming from China, and I studied abroad while I was like 18, and then I went to the UK to do my master. And I personally, I really benefit from my study abroad experience. I think the first thing would be your life is full of possibilities. Because if I've never studied abroad, I don't have the chance to speak with you. Perhaps I don't speak English that well. I can't even understand you. And my world and my understanding is every ideology that the government they gives to me. And you don't know that this is such a huge world, so many different and beautiful cultures. You get the chance to meet different people from different backgrounds, and you learn from everyone.
How many friends from different countries do you have? Like, how many countries do you have friends in?
I think perhaps 70.
Wow.
Because because thanks to my job, I also travel a lot. Like I've traveled to countries like Vietnam, Thailand, Singapore, Indonesia, and even some countries that I think your students, they never heard of them before, like Myanmar, Bhutan, and Brunei. So so I have the opportunity and luxury to travel, and I like to talk with students. I like to talk with our partners. I like to talk with the parents. I like to learn from each culture. And I think that's one thing that's really magical about studying abroad. Your life is full of possibility. Like I'm doing the job I'm really passionate about. I've been working at St. Andrews for 8 years, and I really like my job. And but without my studying abroad experience, I couldn't get my job. So
True. Yeah, and life is a little bit like that. So would you say Cambridge is like a melting pot of cultures? Because there's a lot
yes,
of people that go to Cambridge because of the university, because they want to succeed, be the best,
yeah.
and be around like-minded people.
Yeah, I do think Cambridge is a fantastic place to study and to live, because Cambridge only has around 100,000 population here. And I would say 70, even 80% of the residents that are living in Cambridge, they are connected with Cambridge University. So it's purely a student city. So it's very safe, very academic, and you have the opportunity to meet students, perhaps the smartest students from all different kinds of different parts of the world. You have the opportunity to get to meet them and to learn from the people. And also everyone is very tolerant, welcoming. I never felt like I'm an outsider when I live in Cambridge. Everyone just treat you as a local person. Everyone is so welcoming. So it's a really good place for international students, not only because of the diversified culture backgrounds, but also because the potential resources you can benefit. Like for me, I have some good friends. They are doing their PhD or they are doing their postdoc in Cambridge. I met them in like library or in the pub or in the park. So some of them, they are doing 3D printing of human organs.
Wow.
Some of them, yeah. So if it succeeds, millions of patients, they don't need to wait for like a heart or a human on just organ that matches your own blood. You can just 3D printing it. So they are working it with Harvard University. So I actually know my friend who's working on a project like that. So like even our previous students, they met Stephen Hawking because it's very easy to spot him, right? so actually Stephen Hawking, like I saw him once in a Chinese restaurant. He was eating. I was like, that's it feels like quite surreal. But Cambridge is
you were like, wait a minute. Is he
yeah.
he?
Yeah. It's just surreal. I mean, the whole feeling. So if you go to that restaurant, they actually have poster. They invented a course called Stephen Hawking's favorite roasted potato. So yeah, if any students, if Oliver, if any of your students, they are interested in trying, I can take them. So St. Andrew students have 10% discount from that restaurant.
There you go.
So,
there you go.
Yeah.
It is true that it's not for everybody. It's not.
Yeah.
So would you say that you need to be open-minded, academic focused, willing to share and collaborate,
Yes.
mature? Well, obviously, if you're academic and you know what you want to do, but what if you're not like that? What would you recommend a student who's not an A-star student?
Yeah. So what we actually St. Andrew's slogan is St. Andrew's College Cambridge, a Cambridge education for all. So we are not super selective. Of course, we welcome like very talented, motivated students who have very high level of academic and English level, because we offer scholarship to such students. We offer a very big scholarship. So, but we do have some students whose level might be considered mediocre and who's not very academic focused. We still very much welcome them. If their level couldn't move on to the A level directly, we would arrange for them to study the pre-A level course. It's a 1-year course before the A level. So we would help them to be more confident, to use English to communicate in a more effective way, and also to help them to explore different subjects, because some students they have no idea what they want to do with their life, what kind of major they want to study.
I think that's one of the biggest challenges teenagers have nowadays, like the range of options.
Yes.
And the pressure and it's just the fast moving pace of society makes it very challenging. To be honest, I admire and sometimes question students that have things very clear. Like I know I want to do this. People that have been working since kindergarten because they knew they wanted to get into Cambridge. But I like what you say, a Cambridge education for all.
Yes.
I'm I'm wondering, how does attending St. Andrews College change the the success of
Yeah,
those students that are not as good, that have a C
yeah.
plus or something like that, or a B minus? How do you how have you seen throughout these years those students change?
So because personally, I really like chatting with our students, so I know the students really well. Like I want to use a student's example to be an example. Her name is Carolina. She comes from Brazil. So I remember the first time she came to St. Andrews, she was only 14, but she was joining a summer course. I couldn't communicate with her because she couldn't understand me at all. But she was very happy because we were using Google Translation, and she really liked the culture. Everyone's so welcoming and so supportive. And then she came back again the second summer, and then after that she wanted to study with us as a full-time student. So I remember her level was not very strong, but she was sort of passionate about science, but science is a huge subject. So what we did was that we arranged her to study five subjects for the first year of her A level, because normally students only take 3 or 4, and we allow her to sit different subjects. So she can always try to take 2 lessons of art outside of her standard teaching hours. So we always arrange that for her for free. So she has the opportunities to experience different courses. And then she had a personal tutor. Her tutor was meeting her every week to discuss with her to say, do you need any help? And also her tutor would always encouraging her and speaking with her because she needed extra English support. And then her tutor arranged extra 6 hours English lesson for her, so she would constantly improving on her academic English, especially her writing. And the second, and most of her teachers, they are quite famous professors, like her physics teacher, who was also her tutor at that time. So he was a really famous physicist. So he actually explained very thoroughly to her that if you study physics, this is the potential career for you. If you study theoretical physics, this is a potential career for you. So, and also her biology teacher, who was Dr. David Appling, he had 40 years teaching experience. He also teaches Cambridge University PhD students. So he explained to Carolina, if you want to study biology, this is a potential career for you. So they even took Carolina to Cambridge University so she could sit the lessons of biology, physics, and
Wow.
try to say, okay, if I like this, or do I don't like, if
and
I like this. And
and
she
all
could,
that, yeah, all that is super powerful.
yeah,
But I mean, it's giving a lot of tools to the students.
yeah,
One thing is clear: Carolina was motivated, very
yeah.
motivated. So
I don't
so
think
you
she
need
was
motivation.
motivated. I don't think she was super motivated initially, but I guess Cambridge is that kind of place. If you are living and studying there, you become motivated yourself, even if you were not super motivated previously.
Because everybody around you is like
Yeah,
encouraging you, and
yeah,
that's super cool. That's super cool. Yeah.
yeah. It just affects you, I think, internally as a person.
Have you become more curious in
Yeah,
life since you live in Cambridge?
yeah. Like in the like I think I developed a new habit. Like if something come across, if I don't understand it, I would try to Google and ask. But in the past I'd be like, this is interesting, and then I would just pass it. So I developed that sense of curiosity and interest in knowing how things work in life, not only the things that are relating to my job, to my life, but just in general. Like I hang out with many of my friends, they are considered like Cambridge nerds, so they would explain a lot of things to me, their work, and sometimes they would take me to the science labs. So I was like, oh, this is interesting. So as a person, you benefit a lot of learning different things in life. I think that's pretty cool.
Amazing. And the €1,000,000 question, what can guarantee that a student gets accepted at Cambridge? Not at St Andrews College, but at
Yes.
Cambridge University.
So as an international student, if you want to apply for Cambridge or Oxford, you need to apply before 15th October, because Cambridge and Oxford, they work slightly different on the UCAS application system than the other universities. So you have to apply through the UCAS application system, and you have to apply before 15th of October, like 1 year ahead. And you have to prepare for your language certificate in advance. So we recommend students to have at least 7.5 out with no band below 7, which is quite hard because writing, I think, is quite difficult for international students. And besides that, you have to study like ICT or IB or AP or A-level course. Of course, A-level is the most popular course for Cambridge or Oxford, because it's the traditional academic route in the UK. And you have to have at least 3 A stars. So it doesn't matter that much if you have 3 subjects, 4 or 5 subjects, but you have to make sure you achieve an A star in every subject. So this is a minimum requirement. I mean, language and academic.
Right now is like, yeah, you need to be Superman right now. But what's the magic sauce that can get you into Cambridge? Or isn't there any magic sauce? Or
I don't.
do you guys at St Andrews College have the magic sauce?
I think what we do is I would call the magic sauce is our private tutorial system, because like it's not enough for you to have that language and academic ability just to progress to Cambridge, because you need to do a very thorough interview sessions at Cambridge, and most of students, they got cut off after the interview procedure. So our like at St Andrews, we no matter which major you want to study at Cambridge University, we appoint a student who is normally a 2nd or 3rd year bachelor student who is studying your dream major at your dream university to be your extra tutor. That's our secret sauce, I would say. So
Okay. Yeah, that makes
because
sense.
that student just went through the whole UCAS application procedures, they knew exactly what kind of exams you need to take, what kind of interview preparation you need to take before you apply.
But most important, they got in.
Yeah, and they got in. So they stood out among thousands of applicants, and their friends, they stood out among thousands of applicants as well. So they share that experience internally, and they are going to lead our students to stand out when they apply. So including they need to tutor our students with personal statements, which I think is very important, and practical experience. Publish some essays on, academic paperwork, and also practical experience. So like they will help our students to prepare all that. And also our students, they receive the support from their tutors, teachers. And I think another one is our individual care and attention and small size of teaching. We have on average 4 to 6 students per class, so which is very small size of teaching. So the teacher has enough attention to look after every student. So if you are falling behind, your teacher can easily spot that and arrange extra one-to-one tutorial sessions for you. That's why it's kind of difficult for our students not to achieve A or A star, because every day their teacher spot them. Okay, you are not catching up.
When you said fall behind, normally is oh, you failed. But at St. Andrews College, when you fall behind, it's like, oh, you're just getting an A, not an A star.
But we do have some students who are not who do not perform really
Okay.
well. Like we take students whose level might be like, we even took students who failed their GCSE subjects. Like, of course, for example, some students, they want to study, just want to study science, and they failed their history, English literature. It doesn't matter. So as long as they have that passion for science, as long as they have the ability to study science, we can still take them, and
Yeah.
we can offer them that support. And because it's very individual
And the
teaching.
environment,
Yeah.
which you said, you know, having a teacher who's a professor at Cambridge University is must be mind-blowing. Just having conversations with people around, or being able to go to lectures. If you are interested in that topic, I think is really, really, really powerful. I
Yeah.
I really loved the slogan that you shared. You know, a
Yeah.
Cambridge education for all. And
Yeah.
I really like that you open, you know, I obviously have said, you know, you have to be a super high achieving student, but I like that you are open to
Yeah.
many different of levels of
Yeah.
students.
Yeah.
I would say as long as they are motivated and they have the drive to do
Yeah.
what it takes. Obviously that's a taken. Um, but anyway, well, I'm really excited with all the things that you've shared.
Thanks. And
I really hope that uh, our students, their parents, and anybody that's watching this can benefit from your comments.
thank you very
Uh,
much.
yeah, great job what you're doing at St. Andrews College, and
Thank you.
thanks for taking the time to chatting with us.
Thank you very much. And I also want to add a point that at St. Andrews, every student matters. So some students, they might be afraid of the idea, like, oh, this is a super fancy school in Cambridge with a Cambridge professor. What if they don't talk to me? It might be quite scary. And also in general, it might be a scary idea to study and live abroad, especially when you are quite young. But at St. Andrews, we completely understand that, and we are here to support. Our parents, they are welcome to talk with any teachers, the principal anytime. And the students, they don't need to make an appointment to meet the principal or any teachers. And the principal's door is always open. And they can always reach out to us anytime if they have any questions. We deeply care about our students. We want them to feel that like the owner of the school or the member of the school. So we want them to have that sense of belonging, and we make sure that they study well, they live well, they eat well, they are happy. So we always tell our students, as long as something's bothering you, no matter how trivial it is important for us. So we are always here to support them, and we think it's a huge responsibility as a college to cultivate a young pupil, to motivate them, to educate them, and we aim to do our best to not let our parents and our partners down. So that's very important and St. Andrews.
Yeah, thank you for this final note, Vicky, because I sometimes take those things for granted, but it is true that not every school treats their students the same way. And the fact that you mentioned it is, I think, is very, very important. Treat people as people. Uh, so yeah, thanks again, and keep the good work. Thanks, Vicky. Have a good
Thank you.
day.
You too. Bye
Bye.
bye.